How's it going, everyone? So behind me is my buddy's 2025 Harley Davidson Street Glide Ultra, right? Okay, Street Glide Ultra. So the thing about big heavy cruisers, let's come take a look real quick. So a lot of the times people on these types of bikes are like, oh, it's so intimidating because it's big and it's heavy. These bikes have a lot of advantages for low speed stuff. The first thing is, it's long and low and heavy. And I know the heavy part doesn't seem like an advantage, but it makes it pretty simple to flick around because of this. Look how far these handlebars turn. That's a lot of distance. They go all the way back over here. So because of that, handlebars turning, and it has a surprising amount of lean angle. Like, it takes a pretty good amount of lean to get the floorboards or whatever to start scraping. So if you add those two things together, not that bad for low speed stuff. Now a lot of people worry because it's a heavy bike, well, if it gets past a certain point, now it's heavy and wants to fall over. So this is the main technique out of pretty much all low speed stuff. Ready? Come check this out. So it's the clutch. I got the clutch pulled in. There's no power going to the bike. Whenever I feel like, oh, it's gonna fall, this is all you do. Give it a little bit of power, it'll come right back up, it won't fall. Going a little bit too fast, pull it in. This is all the clutch movement you have to do. What is this, millimeters? The clutch is all the way out here. It goes all the way in, it goes all the way out. However, the friction zone is only maybe, your pinky width, maybe like a ½ inch. So there's no need to move the clutch the entire distance that it's allowed to. You just need to play within the friction zone, and that's what keeps the bike upright or not, and that's what you do to control the power. The throttle, you can kind of do anything you want with. You can kind of rev the engine, you can raise the RPM, you can not raise the RPM. It all depends on what you're doing. But the main thing is the clutch. Now, if you're going quick enough, where shutting everything off, zero throttle, pulling in the clutch, if you're going fast enough where that is not enough to slow you down to make whatever you're about to do, then add a little bit of rear brake. But you could do a lot of stuff, just clutch and throttle. Let me show you. No brakes. So now when I go to add a little bit of rear brake, it's like an anchor behind a boat. I can slow it down a little bit, turn the handlebars a little bit more, and I can start to have a little bit more control because I have another tool I could use. So now once you start getting used to the rear brake and kind of very lightly playing around with it, you can start balancing and pausing and just doing full lock turns, a couple things. So let me show you a couple of those things. Right? When I'm at full lock like that, the handlebars won't turn no more. The clutch is pretty much in the friction zone. I raise the RPM, but what I'm actually doing, I'm controlling everything with the rear brake. If I want to go a little faster and make the bike lean a little bit more, I come off the rear brake a little bit, keeping it full lock, and they'll make the bike lean a little bit more. If I want to go slower, add a little bit more rear brake, right? Get the bike more upright, kind of balance a little bit, just go slow. So mainly just three tools: clutch, throttle, rear brake. But the priority is your hands, secondary is your foot. And then once you get good with the rear brake, you can do stuff like this. start balancing a little bit, playing around, but the rear brake is really controlling pretty much all of that stuff. Of course, balance, body awareness, eyes level with the horizon, clutch throttle. But so big, huge, heavy bike. It's not my bike, right? Handlebars turn a lot. Bike's heavy, but has a good amount of lean angle. So I set up this Moto Jitsu course, and I'm gonna go through it nice and easy. I'll do black belt weaves and a bunch of other stuff I just made up. And just so you can see what the bike looks like, demonstrating what I just got done saying. Clutch throttle, main thing. Maybe a little bit of rear brake, but it's also, you know, vision, having a plan where to go, quick transitions, counter steering. There's a whole lot of things involved with it, but don't be afraid of a big, heavy bike. All you have to know is the technique, and that's the real point. So there you go through a little course I just made up. I only scraped a couple times, so it's not even needed to lean the bike so far to start scraping stuff, even on a big Harley, because it's a surprising amount of lean angle capable before scraping, and because the handlebars turn so much. So, in summary, the clutch is the main thing. You get the sensation, oh, put your foot down, and if you do put your foot down, I will guarantee 100% you have the clutch pulled in and there's no power going to the bike. So, just the cherry on top, a lot of people go too slow and they try to only do everything with handlebar turning. Whenever I'm doing everything like I just did, I probably wasn't going below 8 miles per hour. So you need to have a little bit more speed, get some lean angle going. Sure, the handlebars will turn a little bit, but that's not what you rely on. You rely on a little bit more speed, get some lean angle, have a little bit of momentum. Don't try to go through at 5 miles per hour with the bike upright with no lean angle. That's what a lot of beginner people do, and they try to do this stuff, and it's a very common thing. I started doing it too. But once you get a little bit of momentum, a little bit more lean angle, you'll be all right. All right, thanks for watching. Look in the description for my app, my books, discounts, social media, Patreon, courses, everything else you can imagine. See y'all later.